Hey, alright friends, welcome back. And in the previous video we have successfully inserted the data from our POS.php file, and you can see here we can save our data in our database. Okay, in the previous video we have created two database tables. First was the table underscore invoice, and second is tbl underscore invoice and underscore details. I'm using here tbl is the short form of the table. Okay, in the two table we are inserting data simultaneously by clicking on this save button. Okay, and now let's go back on our code and let me explain the code what I have done here. Simply you can see here I just use here $_post using of set method, and we are using here button name attribute. If button is clicked, after the clicking the button we are getting the values in that variables. Okay, using of $_post method, and just like that we have get out the values in that variable also. Okay, I have shown in the previous video from where we are getting that values, and after that we are inserting this values in table underscore invoice. Okay, you can see here that variables values we are inserting into database table in table underscore invoice using of this insert query. Okay, then what is the use of that variable? Let me explain you. Using of date variable we are inserting, you can see here the values in tbl underscore invoice underscore details table using of for loop. You can see here I have used here for loop. Okay, and what is the use of this method last insert id? So let me first explain you. When we insert the values in first table underscore invoice, then we will get out the invoice id. Okay, invoice id using of this method from this table invoice. Okay, for example, here our order number is 5 and invoice number is 5. Let me show you the database. You can see here last insert id in tbl underscore invoice is 4, and if I click on save button, then new entry invoice id will be 5. So date 5 we are getting here in this variable. Okay, we are storing date id in this variable using of last insert id. After that we are again inserting that invoice id here in this table underscore invoice underscore details. Okay, and here I am checking $invoice underscore id is not null. If not null, then it will execute these lines of code. Okay, and here I use a for loop for inserting you can see here for inserting this arrays values, first product name, second product name, and the stock and the price, quantity, total. Okay, so this portion we are inserting in table underscore invoice underscore details table using of this for loop. Here I initialize $i is equal to 0, and I use here a count method, and I am checking here if $arr underscore pid is greater than $i, then it will increment by 1. Okay, so then it will insert the data into table underscore invoice underscore details, and you can see here I use here $id. Okay, because we are using array value, so that's why we are using here $id. And what is the use of that lines of code? You can see here that lines of code. So let me explain you here. Let me open. You can see here the stock value is 99. If I select here veg burger, and the stock value was 99, if I insert here 99, and then if I save here this order. Okay, now let's check the stock value. The stock value was 999. Now let's refresh. Now you can see here the stock value is 900, not 999. Okay, so what I have done here, simply you can see here I just created a new variable, $REM means remaining and underscore QTY means quantity, and here I am subtracting the quantity value from stock. You can see here the subtraction sign. Okay, and here I am in this condition I am checking if remaining quantity is less than 0, then it will return us order is not completed because we have not stock in our inventory. Okay, then otherwise in else section it will update the table product and it will set the stock column and it will insert the remaining quantity in stock column in table underscore product, where PID is equal to this ID means of the product ID, and then it will execute the query. Okay, after updating the stock quantity we will run this insert query. Okay, so I hope you got this what I have done here. There is the simple code. If you have any doubt you can ask me the question. So see you in next video.